question is the amendment be agreed to. Minister Fifield.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President. Can I say that this attempt to amend the government's motion to rearrange business demonstrates one of the most blatant and significant breaches of faith that I have seen in this place in my 10 years. And let me give the chamber some background to this. Senator Peris, you might know this, so I think it's important that I share this. And that is, earlier today, Mr. Mr. Acting Deputy President, the Leader of the Government and the Senate convened a meeting of leaders, whips and managers to discuss the program and sitting hours for the remainder of this week. At that meeting, it was determined that a list of legislation would be circulated to all parties, Labor, the Greens, the crossbenchers, and that there would be a resumption of that meeting at 7:30 tonight. Parallel to that, I had discussions with the manager of government, with the manager of opposition business in this place, asking if the opposition would be happy for business to be rearranged at 7:30 to commence with the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency Amendment Bill 2014, which I know Senator Carr is keen to progress, the Tax and Superannuation Laws Amendment 2014, Measures No. 6 Bill 2014, and the Australian Citizenship Amendment Intercountry Adoption Bill 2014. Senator Moore consulted with her colleagues, as is often the case with these sorts of matters, and came back and said yes, that was supported. I also contacted the Australian Greens, Senator Seward, and put the same proposition to her, and she said yes, that was accepted. And the proposition was then circulated, the motion that Senator Nash moved was circulated to crossbench senators. So there was agreement across the chamber as to what the rearrangement would be at 7:30. There was also agreement that there would be a Leaders, Whips and Managers meeting at 7:30. So I took the opposition at their word in good faith, because we need to be able to trust each other on these sorts of discussions. I took them at good faith. And so I attended at 7:30 the Leaders, Whips and Managers office, only to be told by Senator Wong, oh, by the way, we're going to seek to rearrange the business ourselves. We're going to seek to bring on another bill. I get down to the chamber because obviously I can't continue in the Leaders, Whips and Managers meeting at the time agreed by all parties because of what is happening in this place. I come down here and I see the text of Senator Conroy's amendment to the motion to rearrange business, and I see that Senator Conroy has circulated amendments to the Omnibus Repeal Bill, which he seeks to bring on. So you can forgive me, Mr Acting Deputy President, for being a little disappointed, a little confused and a little perplexed. I would have thought that the decent and honourable thing would have been if I put a rearrangement proposition to the opposition and they had other plans, maybe not to share their plans with me, but to say no, we don't support that rearrangement. That's one thing. But another thing, in parallel, to undertake this stunt at 7:30, when the leaders, the managers, the whips and all crossbenchers were gathered together at 7:30 at a prearranged time, meeting in a spirit of goodwill and cooperation, meeting on a basis of good faith to work out how the business of this place by agreement would proceed. And what does the opposition do? They take advantage of that good faith. They take advantage of the very protocols that this place operates on, that you can at least have a Leaders, Whips and Managers meeting from time to time to talk about what is possible, what can be agreed upon. I have never in my 10 years in this place, Senator McDonald, seen a situation where the opposition not only breach an undertaking they gave to support a rearrangement of business, to bring on numbers 3, 2 and 5 that I've referred to already, not only are they breaching that undertaking, but even worse than that, they're seeking to use the cover of a leaders, whips and managers meeting at 7:30. They're seeking to use that as a cover. They're seeking to use the fact that all of the principals of this place are otherwise occupied as a cover for this stunt. This is poor. This is more than ordinary. This is appalling. And it goes to undermine the basis of trust. Now, yes, we disagree on many things. Yes, we have robust debates. But your word has got to be your word. When you say to someone from the Labor Party or someone from the Greens or someone from the crossbenchers, will you support this particular motion, and they say yes, I think we should be able to take that to the bank. And the reverse should be true. The reverse should be true. If we undertake to support a particular proposition and we say yes, you should be able to take it to the bank. There has to be basic trust between the party leaders, between the managers and between the whips. This place cannot function if you pull on these sorts of stunts, if you ignore the undertaking that was given to me to support our rearrangement, if you use the cover of a leaders, whips and managers meeting to pull this stunt. And I'm sorry, it's not good enough for while that's happening for Senator Wong to say, oh, by the way, this is happening now, and feign ignorance about the agreements that had been reached between parties. It is one of the most appalling things I have seen in my time. You mightn't necessarily share your tactics, you mightn't necessarily share your strategy, but you don't use the cover of leaders, managers and whips meetings. And you certainly don't give an undertaking that you have no intention of fulfilling. What you should do in that circumstance, when a proposition is put by me to rearrange business, what you should do is simply say, look, we don't agree with your proposition to rearrange business. You don't have to share your tactics. You just say, no, we don't support your proposition. And then you do what you do. That's what you should have done. But you should not have used leaders, whips and managers meeting at 7:30, gathering in a spirit of good faith to see legislatively what is possible in the remainder of this sitting week, to see in terms of hours what is possible and what can be agreed. And I say to those opposite, and I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt to some of those opposite, that they may not have known that leaders and whips was happening at 7:30, but Senator Wong certainly did. And I give the benefit of the doubt to some of those opposite that they mightn't have known the discussions that took place between me and Senator Moore. But Senator Moore did, and Senator Wong would have. And so there are people opposite. Well, Senator Moore, Senator Wong are in the Leaders and Whips meeting in Senator Abbott's office, which of course I had to leave to come and see what was happening here in the chamber. I mean, Senator McDonald has been here longer than possibly only one other person. And Senator McDonald plays his politics tough and hard. But Senator McDonald is someone whose word you can trust. If he tells you he's going to do something, you know he'll do it. If he tells you he's not going to do something, you know he's not going to do it. And the same goes for many colleagues around this chamber. The same goes for many around this chamber. And I can see the looks on the faces of some of those opposite, that what I'm saying in relation to the Leaders and Whips meeting at 7:30 and what I'm saying about my discussions with Senator Moore, I can see that that actually comes as something of a shock and a surprise to them, because I know that for some of those opposite, it's not the way they play their politics, that they're people of their word.
Order.
Take my word for it, Senator Carr. Take my word for it. There's a Leaders and Whips meeting happening at the moment, as we speak, in Senator Abbott's office. Senator Wong's there. All the crossbenchers are there. Senator Milne's there. Senator Seawart's there. It's a matter of record. It's a matter of fact. That is happening. I did discuss with Senator Seward, with Senator Moore, the matter of the rearrangement of business to which there was agreement. So I honestly cannot believe I'm in this situation. A little part in the back of my mind said to me, maybe I should head down to the chamber at 7:30, just in case they try something, just in case they pull something. But what I relied upon was, no, there are some basic rules that apply in this place. There are some basic courtesies. There is a base level of trust that operates in this place. So, Mr Acting Deputy President, I almost am speechless of what has transpired here. While we are here debating an amendment to a rearrangement motion which seeks to upend the program, the Leaders, Managers and Whips meeting is taking place in Senator Abet's office with Senator Wong, supposedly discussing how we can make this place work, how we can agree upon the way to proceed for the week ahead. Now, of course the opposition have the right to procedurally pull stunts, make points, highlight issues that they think are important. When we're in opposition, we did as well. But there is a base level of trust here. Don't say you're going to do something when you're not. Don't agree to something that you're not intending to support. And can I say again, don't use the Leaders, Managers and Whips meeting as a cover while everyone is away, while everyone is out, to put this on. Mr Acting Deputy President, there have to be certain protocols, certain standards, certain levels of trust for this place to operate. I'm more than disappointed. I'm appalled, I'm surprised, and I would ask those opposition senators opposite to reconsider the path that they're going down, and I would ask the crossbenchers and I would ask the Australian Greens not to support this breach of faith, not to support this breach of trust. If this place is to work, there have got to be standards. We must be able to allow each other to rely on each other's word when it's properly given, solemnly given. Otherwise, this place cannot work.
Thank you, Senator Fifield.